Throughout history, a shadowy question has lingered, whispered yet persistent. What if the power controlling our world doesn't come solely from human hands? Look at the families who dominate society, those whose wealth and influence seem untouchable. Are they simply beneficiaries of luck and hard work, or is there something far more extraordinary at play? Something out of this world? What if the roots of their power stretch back not just centuries, but millennia? To a time when ancient civilizations whispered of beings from the stars descending to earth. The Anunnaki, the Nephilim, gods of myth and legend, were they merely products of imagination? Or are these tales thinly veiled truths pointing to an unsettling reality, that certain bloodlines may carry the legacy of these so-called sky gods? Could this explain why some families have endured through wars, revolutions, and economic upheavals, emerging not just unscathed but stronger? Why their influence reaches beyond politics and economics into the very fabric of culture and innovation? And what about modern science? Studies into junk DNA have baffled researchers for decades, parts of our genetic code that seem to serve no purpose, as if written by an unknown hand. Could this be the genetic fingerprint of something not entirely human? As you watch this, consider, what if the secret to understanding our world lies not in what we know, but in what we've been conditioned to ignore? Ancient texts, peculiar artifacts, and even DNA itself hold clues that challenge everything we thought we understood about humanity. The answers are out there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for us to connect the dots, waiting for us to question the narrative. But be warned, once you see the connections, you'll never look at our world the same way again. What lies in the bloodlines of the gods? And could it be influencing your life right now? Our story begins in the cradle of civilization, ancient Mesopotamia. Here, amidst the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, the Sumerians etched their knowledge into clay tablets. These texts, some of the oldest known to humankind, speak of the Anunnaki, celestial beings who descended from the heavens. But who were the Anunnaki? According to Sumerian mythology, they weren't mere gods. They were advanced beings from the planet Nibiru, a mysterious celestial body said to orbit our sun in an elongated trajectory. The Anunnaki are credited with shaping early human society, teaching agriculture, writing, and architecture. But their most controversial act? The manipulation of human DNA. The Sumerian creation myth, known as the Enuma Elish, describes how the Anunnaki engineered humans as a worker class, designed to serve their needs. The texts detail a deliberate merging of their advanced biology with primitive humans to create Homo sapiens. If true, this would mean humanity's very existence is intertwined with extraterrestrial intervention. This story isn't isolated. Across cultures and continents, echoes of this narrative emerge. In the Bible, the Nephilim, giants born of the sons of God and the daughters of men, are described as extraordinary beings who walked the earth before the flood. Were these giants the result of interbreeding between humans and otherworldly beings? Turn to the Hindu Vedas, ancient texts revered as the cornerstone of Indian philosophy. Here, gods fly through the skies in elaborate machines called vimanas and wield weapons of immense power. Are these descriptions of divine encounters? Or could they be ancient accounts of alien technology misunderstood by early humans? The Zoroastrian Avesta tells of cosmic battles between light and dark forces, with humanity caught in the crossfire. These texts, written long before modern science, describe advanced beings influencing the course of human history. And then there's the evidence that refuses to stay buried. The elongated skulls of Peru, remnants of an ancient culture, possess physical traits so unusual that some researchers argue they don't belong entirely to Homo sapiens. Is it possible these skulls are remnants of a hybrid lineage, a genetic blending of human and something other? Artifacts like these, combined with advanced metallurgy found in ancient India and the astonishing carvings at Gobekli Tepe, hint at knowledge beyond what our ancestors should have possessed. How did they learn these techniques? Who taught them? These parallels across time and geography suggest a unified story, one of humanity's origins being far more complex and far more mysterious than mainstream history admits. Were these ancient myths simply metaphors for natural phenomena? Or are they carefully preserved memories of encounters with beings far beyond our comprehension? The answers may not just lie in ancient texts and artifacts, but in the very fabric of our existence. What if our DNA holds the key to unraveling this mystery? And what if the elite families of today are not just carriers of wealth and power, but of a genetic legacy that traces back to these beings? Could the secret to their dominance be written in their blood? The deeper we dig, the stranger and more thrilling the puzzle becomes. Throughout history, a handful of families have held power so absolute that it seems almost unnatural. They rise above wars, revolutions, and economic collapses, their influence only growing stronger with time. We're told it's the result of luck, cunning, and strategic marriages. But what if there's another explanation? What if their dominance is rooted not just in wealth and strategy, but in their very biology? Take the Rothschild. This banking dynasty has controlled global finances for centuries, their reach spanning continents and empires. How did one family amass such immense power? The Rockefellers are another example, industrial magnates whose fingerprints are on every major technological and societal shift of the last century. And then there's the British royal family, whose Windsor lineage claims a divine right to rule. These families are more than influential, they seem untouchable. No matter what crises sweep the world, be they wars, pandemics, or economic collapses, they not only endure but thrive. Could their resilience stem from something far more profound than financial acumen? To find clues, we must look to history's whispers. Take the Merovingians, a dynasty that ruled France in the early Middle Ages. Their claim to power was no ordinary one. They believed they descended directly from Jesus Christ and Mary Magdalene. This bloodline of the Holy Grail was said to carry divine power, granting them the right to rule by birth. But what if the divine nature of their lineage wasn't religious at all? Could it point to an extraterrestrial origin, a legacy encoded in their DNA? The story grows even stranger when we delve into the lives of certain historical figures. Nikola Tesla, a man whose inventions changed the world, spoke of visions and knowledge that seemed to come from nowhere. He claimed to receive ideas in flashes of light, as if he were tapping into a higher intelligence. Was this simply the mind of a genius at work, or could Tesla have been the unwitting conduit of a genetic legacy tied to the stars? Look at Alexander the Great. His conquests were so extraordinary, his vision so expansive, that he seemed to operate on a level beyond human ambition. Ancient accounts speak of him consulting with celestial beings and even flying machines. And then there's Akhenaten, the enigmatic pharaoh of Egypt, whose reign broke from tradition in almost every way. His elongated skull and the strange, almost alien depictions of him in art have long puzzled historians. Could these be signs of a lineage that was, quite literally, out of this world? But it isn't just historical figures who hint at these connections. Today, geneticists have uncovered surprising links between many powerful families. Studies suggest that an overwhelming majority of U.S. presidents share a common ancestor, European royalty. In fact, genealogical research reveals that nearly all major political leaders, from monarchs to presidents, can trace their lineage back to a small cluster of noble families. Coincidence, or the result of carefully guarded bloodlines? These connections aren't just genetic, they're cultural and ritualistic. Consider the elite gatherings like the Bilderberg Group or the secretive rituals of Bohemian Grove. Are these simply meetings of the powerful, or are they preserving and passing on knowledge too dangerous or too shocking for the masses? Then there's the symbolism. Look closely at the insignias and crests of elite families, and you'll notice recurring motifs: celestial bodies, serpents, suns, and stars. In ancient cultures, such symbols often represented divine or extraterrestrial beings. Are these designs mere tradition, or are they clues pointing to a hidden history? Even in modern times, rumors persist about secret projects and alliances. Some conspiracy theorists suggest that global elites maintain connections with extraterrestrial beings, using advanced knowledge to consolidate power and suppress the rest of humanity. These theories may sound far-fetched, but is it so hard to believe that a group with access to otherworldly intelligence might shape the course of civilization itself? What makes this even more compelling is the secrecy surrounding elite bloodlines. Their intermarriages are not merely for maintaining wealth or power, they're acts of preservation, protecting a genetic legacy that may hold the key to their dominance. Could it be that these families know something we don't? That their lineage connects them to a force older and more advanced than humanity itself? The signs are all around us. From the mysterious resilience of these families to the deliberate way they consolidate power, everything points to a greater design. And yet, the true scope of this design remains hidden, carefully guarded behind closed doors, and veiled in layers of misinformation. If their power truly stems from something extraterrestrial, what does that mean for the rest of us? Are they guiding humanity toward a greater destiny, or are they maintaining their position at our expense? What secrets do their bloodlines hold, and why have they gone to such lengths to protect them? As we begin to piece together this puzzle, one thing becomes clear. These families may be the key to understanding not just the power structures of our world, but the very origins of humanity itself. What if the ultimate proof of alien influence on humanity lies not in ancient artifacts or cryptic myths, but within us, encoded into the very strands of our DNA? Modern science, while advancing at an astonishing pace, continues to encounter anomalies in our genetic blueprint that defy explanation. These mysteries have opened the door to theories suggesting our genetic code may not be entirely earthly in origin. Let's start with what scientists call junk DNA. This term refers to the 98% of our genetic material that appears to serve no known biological purpose. For decades, researchers have puzzled over this so-called non-coding DNA, unable to determine its function. But what if it isn't junk at all? What if this genetic material holds a message, an ancient code left by an advanced civilization? Harvard scientists have explored the possibility that life on Earth could have been seeded by extraterrestrial organisms. Known as the panspermia hypothesis, this theory suggests that microbes or genetic material from space could have sparked life on our planet billions of years ago. If true, this means our very existence could be the result of extraterrestrial intervention. But the questions don't stop there. Could some of the anomalies in our DNA point to more recent genetic tampering? Let's look at a case that has baffled anthropologists for decades: the elongated skulls of Peru. These skulls, found in places like Paracas, exhibit features so unusual that they cannot be explained by cranial deformation alone. Advanced DNA testing has revealed that some of these skulls have mitochondrial DNA that does not match any known human species. What does this mean? Could these remains be evidence of a hybrid lineage, a blending of human and non-human DNA? The Basque people of northern Spain and southern France present another genetic mystery. This population is unique in several ways. They have a language unrelated to any other on Earth, and their genetic markers include a high frequency of a rare blood type, Rh negative. Some researchers believe the Basque people may be the descendants of an ancient, distinct lineage, possibly one influenced by extraterrestrial contact. Modern technology allows us to dive deeper into these mysteries than ever before. DNA sequencing, CRISPR editing, and other genetic tools have revealed just how malleable our genetic code is. But as we unlock these secrets, new questions arise. Why does our DNA contain sequences that seem to serve no purpose? Could these sequences be dormant, waiting to be activated under the right conditions? And if so, who or what placed them there? Consider the possibility that the junk DNA in our genome is not a mistake but a deliberate design. Some theorists suggest it could act as a biological backdoor, allowing advanced beings to communicate with or influence humanity. This idea is eerily reminiscent of ancient myths describing gods guiding human destiny. But there's more. Evidence of genetic anomalies extends to our physical capabilities and limitations. For example, humans are the only species on Earth that suffer from chronic lower back pain, likely due to our upright posture. Some theorists argue that this trait is evidence of our ancestors being designed for a planet with lower gravity, a feature that might describe extraterrestrial worlds. And then there's the rapid leap in human intelligence approximately 200,000 years ago, a phenomenon often referred to as the Great Leap Forward. During this period, humans suddenly developed advanced tools, language, and art. Was this sudden evolution a natural process, or could it have been triggered by genetic manipulation? Even today, whispers persist of modern experiments involving alien DNA. Stories of secret government programs, underground labs, and alien-human hybrid projects have circulated for decades. While official evidence remains elusive, declassified documents from programs like Project Blue Book suggest that authorities have long been investigating the possibility of extraterrestrial interaction with humanity. And what about the tech giants of Silicon Valley? Some believe their breakthroughs in AI, biotech, and communications are guided by knowledge beyond human understanding. Are we witnessing the re-emergence of ancient knowledge encoded into the DNA of certain individuals, or even passed down from an otherworldly source? Imagine this. The answers to our greatest questions, about who we are, where we come from, and what we are capable of, might already exist within us, waiting to be unlocked. But if that's true, who holds the key? Is it the elite bloodlines who have long guarded their secrets? And if so, what do they know that we don't? The deeper we dig, the clearer it becomes. Our genetic code may be more than just the blueprint of life. It might be a map, a guide to understanding humanity's origins, and perhaps our ultimate destiny. The evidence of alien influence on humanity isn't confined to our DNA. It's etched into the landscapes of ancient civilizations, hidden in the architecture and astronomy of our ancestors. Across the globe, inexplicable monuments and artifacts seem to defy the capabilities of the societies that built them. Could these ancient wonders be the fingerprints of extraterrestrial intervention? Let's start with ancient Egypt, a civilization whose achievements continue to baffle historians. The Great Pyramid of Giza stands as a monument to engineering so precise that even with today's technology, replicating it would be a monumental challenge. The pyramid's alignment with the cardinal points of the compass is near perfect, and its dimensions encode mathematical constants like pi and the golden ratio. Who taught the Egyptians such advanced knowledge? And then there's the mystery of how these colossal structures were built. The limestone blocks, some weighing up to 80 tons, were transported and assembled with a precision that seems impossible for an ancient society lacking advanced machinery. Ancient texts and carvings speak of gods guiding the construction of these pyramids. Were these gods actually visitors from another world? Travel thousands of miles to the Peruvian desert, and you'll find another enigma, the Nazca lines. These massive geoglyphs, depicting animals, plants, and geometric shapes, stretch across the arid plains. What's most puzzling is that these designs are only fully visible from the air, an impossible perspective for the Nazca people, who lacked flight technology. Why would they create something they could never see? Were these lines meant as messages or markers for beings who could view them from above? The Mayan civilization, too, offers tantalizing clues. Their calendar, famously accurate even by today's standards, demonstrates an advanced understanding of astronomy. The Mayans built cities aligned with celestial events, such as solstices and eclipses, suggesting a sophisticated connection to the stars. Could this knowledge have been imparted by beings from the heavens? Even in remote corners of the world, the evidence grows more compelling. The Dogon tribe of Mali has long claimed knowledge of the Sirius star system, including the invisible to the naked eye Sirius B. This level of astronomical understanding was confirmed by modern science only in the 20th century. How did an isolated tribe acquire such precise knowledge thousands of years ago? According to Dogon legends, the knowledge was given to them by the Namos, amphibious beings who came from the stars. Artifacts also point to something extraordinary. The Vimanas described in ancient Indian texts are said to be flying machines, capable of interplanetary travel. These texts detail their construction and operation with a specificity that rivals modern technical manuals. Were these accounts purely mythical, or did ancient people witness technology far beyond their understanding? At Göbekli Tepe in modern-day Turkey, archaeologists unearthed a site that predates Stonehenge by thousands of years. This temple complex, built with massive stone pillars carved with intricate designs, challenges everything we thought we knew about the capabilities of prehistoric societies. How did hunter-gatherers with no known tools or writing systems create something so advanced? Some theorists suggest that Göbekli Tepe could have been a meeting place for humans and extraterrestrial beings. The recurring theme in these examples is a sudden leap in human capability, one that often coincides with myths and legends of gods descending from the heavens. Could these gods have been alien visitors, sharing knowledge and guiding humanity in its infancy? Even the Old Testament contains stories that hint at otherworldly encounters. The prophet Ezekiel describes a wheel within a wheel descending from the sky, accompanied by beings with a glowing, almost mechanical appearance. Could this account be an ancient description of a spacecraft? These stories, scattered across cultures and continents, paint a picture of a world where humanity wasn't alone. Ancient civilizations seem to share a profound connection to the stars, one that influenced their architecture, technology, and spirituality. But why would extraterrestrial beings visit Earth? Were they observers, teachers, or something more? Some theorists suggest they sought to uplift humanity, while others believe their intentions may have been more self-serving, perhaps to mine resources, experiment with genetic material, or even establish a long-term presence through interbreeding. The mysteries of these ancient sites and stories force us to reconsider the limits of human history. Are they the remnants of a forgotten golden age, or the evidence of something far more extraordinary? And if beings from the stars influenced humanity in the past, could they still be guiding or watching us today? If ancient civilizations were influenced by extraterrestrial beings, what if that influence didn't end with the pyramids or the Mayan temples? What if it has continued into the modern age, hidden in plain sight, shaping the very systems of power and technology that govern our world today? Consider the reports of secret government projects shrouded in mystery and denial. Area 51, one of the most infamous locations in the world, is officially a testing site for advanced military aircraft. Yet countless witnesses over the years have claimed to see UFOs and strange phenomena in its vicinity. Could this site, and others like it, be the epicenter of human-alien collaboration? Declassified documents from Project Blue Book, a U.S. Air Force investigation into UFO sightings, hint at far more being studied than weather balloons and meteorological anomalies. Whistleblowers from within, government and military institutions have alleged the existence of hybrid programs, where human and extraterrestrial DNA is combined to create beings with advanced capabilities. These claims, though dismissed by mainstream authorities, persist. Could such programs be the reason certain bloodlines exhibit extraordinary intelligence, charisma, or influence? Then there's the question of technological leaps. The 20th century saw an unprecedented explosion of innovation. The microchip, fiber optics, and advanced nuclear technology emerged seemingly out of nowhere. While credited to human ingenuity, some theorists propose that these breakthroughs were reverse-engineered from alien technology. Roswell, New Mexico, remains a touchstone for such speculation. In 1947, the alleged crash of a UFO led to a flurry of government activity, and some believe the recovered materials were pivotal in shaping modern science. Elon Musk and SpaceX present another curious angle. Musk's relentless drive to colonize Mars and develop spacefaring technology seems almost otherworldly in its ambition. Could his vision for humanity's future be informed by knowledge beyond this Earth? Similarly, the Vatican's Advanced Technology Telescope, BATT, perched in Arizona, raises eyebrows. Why is one of the oldest religious institutions so invested in searching the heavens? Some speculate the Vatican may be privy to ancient knowledge about extraterrestrial life, preserved in its vast archives. The elites of Silicon Valley, too, seem to operate on a different wavelength. Tech giants like Google, Meta, and Apple control unprecedented amounts of data and influence. Some theorists suggest their meteoric rise could be tied to hidden agendas, possibly involving alien knowledge. After all, is it coincidence that many of these companies operate near mysterious government facilities, like Lockheed Martin's Skunk Works, where cutting-edge aerospace technology is developed? Beyond technology, secretive gatherings among the global elite continue to fuel speculation. The Bilderberg Group, which meets annually behind closed doors, is often accused of shaping world policy in ways that benefit a select few. Could these meetings involve more than economics and geopolitics? Are they preserving the legacy of ancient knowledge, or even coordinating with non-human entities? The Bohemian Grove, another gathering of the world's most powerful figures, is notorious for its strange rituals and secrecy. While dismissed by skeptics as eccentric tradition, the symbolism and exclusivity of these events suggest something more profound. Are they reenacting ancient ceremonies meant to honor or appease otherworldly beings? Even our media and entertainment might be part of the puzzle. Hollywood has long been obsessed with alien narratives, from Close Encounters of the Third Kind to Independence Day. Are these stories merely fiction, or are they preparing us for an eventual revelation? Some argue that the portrayal of extraterrestrials as invaders or saviors reflects deeper truths about humanity's relationship with the unknown. Perhaps the most unsettling question is this: if extraterrestrial beings are influencing our world, what is their endgame? Are they subtly steering humanity toward a brighter future, or consolidating power through their chosen bloodlines? Is the rapid push toward global connectivity, through technology, finance, and culture, part of a larger plan to integrate humanity into something far greater? What's undeniable is that the gaps in our understanding continue to grow. For every debunked theory, another unexplained anomaly emerges. Governments maintain their silence, while elite families and organizations seem to operate on knowledge inaccessible to the rest of us. If these conspiracies hold even a grain of truth, then the implications are staggering. It means humanity's history, present and future, may not be entirely our own. It raises questions about free will, sovereignty, and the nature of power itself. Could it be that the very systems we trust, governments, corporations, and even religions, are complicit in hiding the truth? And if so, how deep does the conspiracy run? What if we were to uncover irrefutable proof that humanity's most powerful leaders, innovators, and families aren't entirely human? The implications would shake the foundation of our civilization, forcing us to question everything we know about ourselves, our history, and our future. But with such a revelation comes profound ethical questions, or ones that could redefine humanity's path. Let's begin with the most fundamental dilemma. What does it mean to be human? If certain bloodlines carry alien DNA, does that make them more or less human? Should they be revered for their advanced traits, or should we view them with suspicion for the power they hold over our species? And if they have been guiding or controlling humanity from the shadows, does their influence negate the concept of free will? There's also the question of disclosure. If governments or elite families possess knowledge of alien ancestry, should that information be shared with the public? On one hand, revealing the truth could unify humanity, giving us a clearer understanding of our place in the universe. But on the other hand, the shock of such a revelation could lead to widespread panic, societal upheaval, and even violence. Would the masses accept the idea that some among us are genetically distinct, with abilities or knowledge far beyond the average human? History shows that humanity doesn't always respond well to perceived differences. The knowledge of extraterrestrial lineage could fuel divisions, with some demanding the elite be held accountable for their secretive power, while others might rally around them as saviors or demigods. Then there's the issue of power consolidation. If these families are indeed tied to alien ancestry, Does their dominance over global systems become justified? After all, if their intelligence, innovation, and resilience are the result of advanced DNA, should they naturally assume leadership over humanity? Or should their influence be curbed, ensuring a more equitable distribution of power? The ethical questions extend to the very fabric of our society. How would religious institutions react to such a revelation? The idea that humanity was created or guided by extraterrestrial beings could undermine millennia of religious teachings, shaking the faith of billions. Or conversely, could these revelations align with ancient religious texts, offering new interpretations of gods, angels, and divine intervention? And what about science? If alien DNA is proven to exist, it would redefine biology and genetics as we know them. It could unlock new technologies, cures for diseases, or even pathways to extending human life. But at what cost? Would humanity's genetic code become a commodity, exploited by corporations and governments? Would experiments to enhance human abilities spiral out of control, leading to new forms of inequality and bioethics violations? The existential questions are equally daunting. If humanity's origin lies in alien manipulation, does that make us less special, mere experiments of a more advanced species? Or does it elevate our significance, positioning us as a hybrid species capable of bridging the gap between Earth and the cosmos? One of the most controversial questions might be this: if alien bloodlines do exist, and if their influence has shaped human history, should they be held accountable for the state of the world? Are they responsible for wars, economic disparities, and ecological destruction, or have they been trying to guide humanity toward a greater purpose? And perhaps the most chilling question of all, if these beings, or their descendants, still exist among us, what is their ultimate goal? Are they preparing humanity for contact with their original progenitors? Are they ensuring their survival by controlling the planet's resources? Or is there an agenda we cannot yet comprehend? As we wrestle with these dilemmas, one thing becomes clear: the discovery of alien ancestry would not just be a scientific or historical breakthrough. It would be a moral and philosophical reckoning, one that challenges our values, our governance, and our understanding of what it means to exist. What would you do with such knowledge? Would you demand transparency, knowing the truth could lead to chaos? Or would you choose to leave the mystery intact, preserving the world as we know it? The ethical dilemma is as complex as the mystery itself, and the answers, if they exist, may forever alter the course of humanity. Section 7. Counterarguments and Skepticism. As compelling as the theories of alien bloodlines and extraterrestrial influence may be, it's crucial to address the counterarguments and skepticism surrounding these ideas. Could there be more mundane explanations for the mysteries we've explored? Is it possible that we've misinterpreted evidence, or that the allure of the extraordinary has clouded our judgment? First, let's revisit the concept of junk DNA. While some theorists see this as potential proof of alien tampering, mainstream science offers a simpler explanation. Non-coding DNA, though not fully understood, is increasingly being recognized as playing a role in gene regulation, structural support, and even evolutionary adaptation. Could the enigma of junk DNA simply reflect the limits of current scientific understanding, rather than evidence of extraterrestrial manipulation? The elongated skulls of Peru are another point of contention. While some argue that their unusual shape suggests hybridization with non-human entities, anthropologists attribute these skulls to intentional cranial deformation, a practice used by many ancient cultures as a status symbol. Though DNA testing has revealed anomalies in some specimens, skeptics contend that these differences could result from natural genetic variation rather than extraterrestrial influence. What about the advanced engineering of ancient monuments like the Great Pyramid of Giza or Göbekli Tepe? While their precision and scale seem otherworldly, archaeologists and engineers propose that ancient societies achieved these feats through ingenuity, trial and error, and a profound understanding of their environment. The use of simple tools, combined with thousands of laborers and an intimate knowledge of physics, may explain how these structures came to be, without the need for alien intervention. The Nazca lines, visible only from above, have fueled speculation about extraterrestrial visitors. But skeptics point out that ancient people had the means to create such geoglyphs without aerial assistance. Simple tools, careful planning, and a deep connection to their environment could have enabled the Nazca to craft these intricate designs, possibly as spiritual offerings or astronomical markers. Turning to elite families and their supposed alien DNA, genealogical studies reveal patterns of intermarriage among the wealthy and powerful. This consolidation of power through bloodlines could be explained by human tendencies, protecting wealth, ensuring alliances, and maintaining influence, rather than by extraterrestrial inheritance. Similarly, the symbolism found in family crests and rituals may reflect ancient cultural influences or religious traditions, rather than a connection to beings from the stars. Modern technology, often cited as evidence of alien reverse engineering, has its own explanations. The rapid advancements of the 20th century can be attributed to the cumulative efforts of brilliant minds like Einstein, Turing, and Tesla, coupled with wartime demands and the rise of global collaboration. While the leap from radio to microchips seems astonishing, it aligns with human innovation under the pressure of necessity. Government secrecy around UFOs and extraterrestrial phenomena fuels much of the speculation. Programs like Project Blue Book and the enigmatic Area 51 are often cited as evidence of hidden truths. Yet skeptics argue that these are more likely military research and development projects, where the need for confidentiality is driven by national security rather than alien involvement. The concept of extraterrestrial hybrid programs also faces significant skepticism. The lack of concrete evidence, combined with the reliance on anecdotal accounts and whistleblower testimonies, makes these claims difficult to substantiate. Without verifiable proof, these stories remain in the realm of speculation. Even the cultural fascination with aliens, reflected in films, books, and media, could be shaping our perceptions. Psychologists suggest that humanity's search for extraterrestrial life reflects a deeper desire to understand our place in the cosmos. This yearning for connection and purpose might lead us to interpret ambiguous evidence in ways that align with these hopes. Ultimately, skepticism is a vital part of any investigation. It forces us to examine evidence critically, question our biases, and consider alternative explanations. While the mysteries surrounding alien bloodlines and ancient influence remain tantalizing, the lack of definitive proof demands caution. But here's the paradox. While skepticism tempers belief, it doesn't close the door to possibility. For every counter-argument, new questions emerge. Why do so many cultures share myths of beings from the stars? Why do certain families wield such disproportionate power? And why does so much about our history and biology remain unexplained? Skepticism may not disprove the theories. It may simply mean we have yet to uncover the full story. As we bring this journey to a close, we're left with more questions than answers. From ancient myths and enigmatic artifacts to the secrets hidden in our DNA and the power of elite bloodlines, the pieces of this puzzle are scattered across history, science, and legend. But perhaps the greatest mystery isn't whether alien bloodlines exist, it's why these questions persist. Why do whispers of extraterrestrial influence endure across cultures and generations? Why do so many ancient stories align in their descriptions of beings from the stars? And why does the evidence, while tantalizing, always seem just out of reach? Imagine for a moment that these theories are true. What would it mean for our understanding of humanity? Would it shatter the illusion of our uniqueness, or would it confirm what many have long suspected, that we are part of something far greater, a cosmic network of life and intelligence? But consider the alternative. What if these theories are merely reflections of our imagination? A desire to find meaning in the unknown, to explain the inexplicable. Even if this is the case, the search itself reveals something profound about us. Our unrelenting curiosity, our drive to explore, and our need to connect with something beyond ourselves. The truth may lie somewhere in between, a fusion of myth and reality, science and speculation. Perhaps the answer isn't as important as the questions we ask and the paths we choose to follow in pursuit of understanding. The evidence we've explored, ancient texts, genetic anomalies, and the enduring power of certain families, offers a fascinating narrative, one that challenges our perception of history and humanity. But it's a narrative that refuses to provide easy answers. Instead, it invites us to think critically, to question the official story, and to seek out the truth for ourselves. So where does that leave us? Standing at the edge of a vast and uncharted frontier with a choice. Do we accept the world as it's presented to us, or do we dare to dig deeper? The truth, whatever it may be, is out there, hidden in plain sight, waiting for those bold enough to uncover it. Perhaps the most important takeaway is this: humanity's story is far from over. Whether we are the descendants of celestial beings, the product of ancient experimentation, or simply a remarkable species born of Earth, our journey continues. The mysteries we've explored are not the end. They are the beginning of a larger quest to understand who we are and what we're capable of becoming. And so, we leave you with this: the truth is not a destination, but a journey. Keep questioning, keep searching, and most importantly, never stop wondering what lies beyond the stars and within ourselves.